सुन जानिए नी दिल है ठिकाना तेरे लिए सहारा हम डूब.
All right, thank you so much for watching our channel once again. We are back with another episode. We're shooting back to back. आपने थोड़े दिन पहले, एक हफ्ते पहले देखा होगा फिटनेस इन्फ्लुएंसर्स का.
एक हफ्ते में इतना ऑप्टिमिस्टिक होने की जरूरत नहीं है. 2 हफ्ते पहले देखा होगा फिटनेस इन्फ्लुएंसर.
यार ऐसे एक दो एपिसोड्स तो
यहाँ पे स्पेस आउट करना पड़ेगा यार.
नहीं यार, एक वन वीक किस में डाल दे यार.
फिर बाकी 5 हफ्ते जब नीलाद्री सर फ्यूनरल और हॉस्पिटल में होंगे तो
we have to take a chance.
हाँ ठीक है, बोल दो.
Alright, so आपने देखा होगा एक हफ्ते पहले एक एपिसोड या तो 2 हफ्ते पहले मैक्स, हम लोग दोनों एपिसोड बैक टू बैक शूट कर रहे हैं. नीलाद्री एंड रोहन didn't bother changing the clothes. I did because I'm a professional. आज के एपिसोड में नीलाद्री एंड रोहन, ऑफ कोर्स द टू इन्फ्लुएंसर्स, नथिंग टू इंट्रोड्यूस व्हाट वी हैव.
एक सेकंड पहले हम वो उनका नाम लेना चाहते हैं जो नॉर्मीज में हमें मिले थे. मैंने आपको भेज रखा है इस बार, भूल जाता.
सो
ये सारे मुझसे मिले थे.
पिछले एपिसोड में रोहन couldn't take their names, but अब मुझे पता है नाम. रोहन्स met योगेश एंड गुरु प्रसाद.
हाँ,
गुरु प्रसाद was that guy at शांस कॉन्सर्ट we met.
मोस्टली हाँ.
आयुष, कुशल, तुषार,
इनसे मैं ऑल अबाउट म्यूजिक में मिला था. इन्होंने आपके बारे में पूछा था.
ऋषि, धीर एट वॉलमार्ट.
हाँ, ये हम जब इम्प्रोव शो परफॉर्म करने गए थे तो जो बंदा आया था वो था धीर.
हाँ.
So thank you so much guys for.
हाँ, shout out to all of you guys. Thank you so much. Once again, shout out to my colleague Abhimanyu who gives really good ideas sometimes. और बहुत अच्छा observation देता है अपने.
जैसे एक बताओ, एक क्या observation दी उसने?
भूल गया हूँ.
फालतू में अपने नेपोटिज्म कर रहे हो. नेपोटिज्म चल रहा है यहाँ पे.
No, but I remember. अब इस पे actually अच्छे observations ही देता है.
एक बताओ.
जैसे हम लोग का कंटेंट अच्छा लगता है उसको.
ये तो हर कोई हमें यही ऑब्जर्वेशन.
He apparently watches us, as Abhimanyu said that he watches us while he is walking on a treadmill in the gym. तो ऐसे लंबा वॉक करता है तो अपना वीडियो लगा के देखता रहता है. He could predict in that episode that me and Niladri were sitting together and I asked Niladri, are you high? He says कि Niladri clearly was high in that episode. यहीं पे शूट किया था कुछ.
अच्छा, वो
हाँ.
Not a great observation. वो तो हमारा यहाँ
यार बाकी ऑब्जर्वेशन
टॉप रेटेड कमेंट भी वही होगा इस वीडियो का.
बाकी इस वीडियो का तो नहीं. इस
वीडियो में नहीं होगा नीरज सर.
No, yeah, I've had what 4 cigarettes. That's it.
या इस वीडियो में तो नहीं है. बट हाँ, सॉरी अभी फॉरगॉट योर ऑब्जर्वेशंस. सो थैंक यू टू ऑल ऑफ देम फॉर वाचिंग आउट. अच्छा, सो बेसिकली वी आर ट्राइंग कि हम लोग ऐसा ये खराब है, वो अच्छा है, क्या मस्त है, क्या अच्छा नहीं है. इसके अलावा भी कुछ ऐसा कंटेंट करें विच इज एजुकेशनल टू ऑल 3 ऑफ अस, है ना, रोहन, मी एंड ऑल. सो वी आर टेकिंग टर्न्स इन होस्टिंग एपिसोड्स व्हिच इज क्लोजर टू ऑल ऑफ अस.
बीच में उस टाइप के भी डालते रहेंगे.
करेक्ट.
मेनली प्लान है कि हम ऐसे जॉनर में शिफ्ट हो जाएं.
राइट. थोड़ा सा प्लीज देखो ना, हम लोग को भी अच्छा लगता है अगर आप देखते हो तो. ऐसे सपोर्टिव फील होता है. टुडे वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कंस्पिरेसी थ्योरी बिकॉज नीलाद्री believes 70% of the conspiracy theories out there. That's what I think. We will see in today's episodes how many conspiracy theory Niladri actually believes in and says कि ये सही है.
I have no clue because the last time that you hosted the similar kind of an episode, I thought हमने सब खत्म कर लिया.
I hosted the conspiracy theory.
Probably we might be talking about same things. मुझे याद नहीं है वो उसमें क्या क्या किया था.
आप तो देखते नहीं हो ना अपनी वीडियोस.
It's Johnny Depp of Tipu Sandra.
एक नॉर्मीज की वीडियो नहीं देखी यार आपने?
आई थिंक एक देखा था मैंने, फुल एक शायद देखा था यार. तो अब तो पता है हम लोग क्या बात कर रहे हैं 1 घंटे का. ऑलराइट, आज हैम्पर में क्या है हमारे पास? हैम्पर में वी हैव गॉट almond chocolates.
Wow, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. That's my fucking favorite.
And once again, this was on my request actually because मुझे पसंद आया था पिछले वाला. Coorg Kaipuli chili squash. Bitter orange is the flavor. This is how it looks. And out of all the taste of Coorg items that I have tasted, मुझे I think कोडबले और ये सबसे बेस्ट लगता है. That's my personal favorite. मेरे को actually दोनों बहुत सही लगता है. So this is what is up for grabs. That's why you're excited because you don't look that much.
No, I'm trying to think in my head what could the conspiracy theories be.
All right, we will find that out. Let's start with video number 1.
Matthew Perry death. R.I.P. Matthew Perry, but a lot of theories saying that his whole death was actually planned.
They drop it when something else is happening.
Exactly. You go on his Instagram. He hasn't posted for like bare months, right? But just recently, in the last 2 months, he starts posting shit like this, like random videos. Goes to the ceiling, shows the bat symbol. Right?
Okay.
What does the bat symbol symbolize? Something's in danger or someone needs help.
Yeah, like a bat signal. Yeah.
So again, 2 days after, he posts another picture of a bat symbol in the pool, and he says, "Sleep well, everybody. I've got the city tonight, Batman." Right? So it's just random. 2 days after, he posts another picture. Batman plays pickleball. The day that he died, earlier on the day, he was playing pickleball. So a day after, he drops cranberries on a desk. There's a band out there called the Cranberries, right? And the lead singer died by drowning. Post a picture of the moon now.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm Batman. Fam, on the day he died, there was a full moon. He's in the jacuzzi on his last post.
Yeah. He drowned in the jacuzzi,
in that
right?
jacuzzi.
Nah.
Damn.
What the fuck?
I don't want to say because it's a death, so it's
Yeah, we
I
don't
wanna
know for
say
sure.
it's
We don't know for sure.
Matt Perry wrote a book, right?
Yeah.
And he said, if you guys ever see me doing the Bat logo, I'm in trouble.
He said that in his.
All right, let's start with do you see any substance? Yes, no, maybe.
A little bit.
You see a little substance in the conspiracy theory.
क्योंकि अभी वो भी तो
It's time to
सुनो तो
beat
सही,
him
सुनो
the
तो सही।
fuck up. हाँ.
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि अभी जस्ट रिपोर्ट्स आई है ना कि उसने कुछ एंटी डिप्रेसेंट खाने की वजह से ड्राउनिंग हुई है उसकी। सो आई एम अज्यूमिंग इट कुड बी अ केस ऑफ इंटेंशनल ओवरडोज। अगर ऐसा केस हुआ, अगर ऐसा फाइंड आता है तो he could be going through something and he knew.
Then how is it? It's conspiracy theory because he knew he was in danger. His life
No,
was...
that I don't believe.
Then
He was danger to himself is what I'm believing.
And he was telling, giving signals to people that I'm danger to myself.
मतलब कि हाँ, it's
I absolutely don't believe these two fuckers because
No, so in their
नहीं, ये
defense,
इनका तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा है। इनका
no,
तो
in their defense, they are just telling each other conspiracy theories. They are not saying कि ये सही है. But there are some people out there who've propagated this conspiracy theory.
the postmortem came out, and since he was under depression for some time of his life, he was into ketamine therapy.
Yeah.
There were huge traces of ketamine found in his blood. No alcohol, but no heroin. There were huge traces of ketamine, and this was part of a treatment therapy. Like now, MDMA also is coming into as a treatment therapy. So, he would have just kicked the bucket by himself. I don't think anybody was coming for him.
I also believe that.
Yeah, what if he's putting up Batman, so what? I mean, he must be liking that comic character. You can't just, take two and two and no cranberries. Every fucking house abroad will have cranberry juice. It will be kept on the table, the cranberry. Every fucking house that I've at least visited. So that is bullshit. You imagine two bananas on the table and you take a picture.
And then you're like Arvind Chauhan मेरे घर पे आया था।
Who is Arvind Chauhan?
अरे यार, डब
Oh shit, मेरे को नाम याद ही नहीं था उसका.
So I don't believe in this conspiracy theory.
Superb, very good. At least you don't believe. Yes. So Matthew Perry was obsessed with Batman for some odd reason, and in a GQ interview out there, अगर आपको थोड़ा सा भी लगे कि तीनों गलत हैं हम, इसमें substance है, so go and watch a GQ interview Matthew Perry had done. He was talking about how he identifies with the character of Batman because Batman is rich and lonely, and throughout his book, Matthew Perry keeps talking about being lonely, rich and lonely, and he says Batman also fights crime, I also fight crime. I don't know what he means by that, but basically Matthew Perry also talked about weaning others away from addiction or trying to help others overcome their addiction issues like he was trying to. So he identified a lot with the Batman character, and he had a Batman cap.
मेरे पास एक क्वेश्चन है, क्या वो throughout ऐसे ही बैटमैन की पिक्चर्स पोस्ट करता था या एक्चुअली डेथ से लगा
I think that was a recent phenomenon for him.
Yeah, it's just coincidental, man.
No, it's a recent phenomenon. Maybe he's got into Batman in the later part of his life. He said that his obsession started with Christopher Nolan movies. And lately maybe he was a little more this thing about Batman.
नहीं, मैं उस थ्योरी में तो नहीं बिलीव करता कि someone was there to get him, वो सबको सिग्नल दे रहा है, क्योंकि वो डायरेक्टली बोल सकता था फिर स्टोरी पे आके सिग्नल देने की जरूरत
just
नहीं।
call up the cops or
But
FBI.
it could be the case of self harm that he knew he's on the edge of. That could be the closest thing.
Look, he was doing ketamine, okay, and it's not a crocin or a dispirin or anything. It's a fucking horse tranquilizer.
मेरे को कुछ पता नहीं है उसके बारे में क्या।
So ketamine, again, so all of these, जैसे MDMA का बात बोला, ketamine का बात बोला, Matthew Perry talks about in the book of abusing ketamine. So आप let's say, I don't know the size, let's say you are supposed to take one tablet, he will take 9, 10, 15 tablets in a day.
तो ऐसे ही होगा ना.
वो
हाँ. So, these people,
आपको क्या लगता है इसके बारे में?
this is bull crap.
नहीं, आपको सेल्फ हार्म वाला भी एंगल सही नहीं लगता?
No, he didn't do any self-harm. It is the case of accidental overdose. I think it's that.
The day he passed on, Jennifer Aniston had spoken to him in the morning. And
No, I don't think Jennifer Aniston spoke.
Jennifer Aniston spoke to him in the morning, and she says he was speaking fine. And after that, she got the news in the evening that he's no more, and she was pretty much surprised. Like, I just spoke to the guy in the morning. I'm like, oh.
There was a reporter who did have breakfast with him 1 day or 2 days before, this thing. And she says that Matthew Perry seemed to be in the best spot in his life, best part in his life. That's what he. So I don't think it's a case of self-harm as well. It's just a case of accidental overdose.
What is the question?
The question is, Matthew Perry dated a really popular actress. Okay? I'm going to give you 4 options. आपको बताना है कौन सी है वो actress. Very popular actress. All right. He's spoken about that in his book as well. Option A, Julia Roberts. Option B, Sharon Stone. Option C, Elizabeth Hurley. Or is it option D, Selvi Akka?
Oh God.
सेल्विया का और दूसरे में अब डाउट है. आई थिंक सेल्विया का. बोल दो यार, बोल दे सेल्विया का. बोल दो, अगले में जीत जाओ.
What is it? Sharon Stone, Elizabeth Hurley?
Julia Roberts, Sharon Stone, Elizabeth Hurley. Option D, Selvi
Okay, my
Akka.
guess is Julia Roberts.
Option A. What is your guess?
Sharon Stone.
And 1 point to Rohan. It's Julia Roberts. He had a rollicking affair with Julia Roberts, in which he surprised himself while he was filming Friends. I think 3rd season, something ऐसा कुछ होगा.
Oh, yeah,
Surprised himself मतलब कि उसको कैसे पटा लिया टाइप.
हाँ. In fact, Friends cast would get together to. They would text through printer fax. I think they would flirt through fax, and the Friends cast would brainstorm on what to write to Julia Roberts and stuff. But Julia Roberts would write him. He says eloquent letters single-handedly. मैं तो Friends के.
And she was much more younger and prettier. I just saw a movie which just dropped called Leave the World Behind. And Julia Roberts is in that movie, and so is Ethan Hawke. And she was obviously, you can make out that she's aged, but guess who produced it, just to go off a little track? Who produced that Leave the World Behind? You got to check it out, it's on Netflix. Michelle and Barack Obama.
Oh yeah, they have a production house.
Yeah.
I forgot the name. कुछ तो नाम था उनका production
Yeah,
house का.
something. So now they're into producing
Awesome
movies.
production.
Yeah.
हट.
And,
ए awesome production बोल रहा हूँ मैं. There could be a word play on Osama. Awesome है production. Osama production.
Very nice, very
Yeah,
nice.
fair
So
enough.
intelligent, so intelligent.
Okay, so yeah, 1-0. मेरा next question नहीं पूछूंगा अभी. Okay, we'll move on to conspiracy theory 2. Let's say, I think you can put this up online, but let's.
Rumors that Tom Hanks is like in a paedophile ring.
Oh, no.
And somebody's done this documentary on YouTube. It's got millions of views where they research it, right? And there's an actor, and he was a famous actor, and he was in like 2 or 3 big films, and came out and he was like, Tom Hanks is a, right? And he says it on his like stream. He's like, he's like, fact, I can give you evidence, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, I will not back down on this issue. And then he says, I can't kill me because of dead man syndrome or something, which means that he set something up to come out if he dies, right? So he's like, now I'm saying this, they can't kill me. And then a few months go by and he's shunned from Hollywood because he's like, you're not going anywhere near us. And he comes out again, he's going, I'm telling you now, Tom Hanks is, as well as this person, this person, this person. And all the videos are blowing up at the time. This is why I was surprised I hadn't heard about it. And then, out of the blue, he comes out and does a stream where he's like, no, I got it wrong. I got it completely wrong. And then at the end, this is where it gets fucked up, mate, right? At the end, he goes, also, I would just like to say, I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal. 3 days later, he's found jumped off a bridge.
No.
Yeah. How it, mate, honestly, you need to watch this documentary. It's
What the
insane.
hell?
And then, you know, the dead man syndrome? 3 days after his death, something came out about, like, all this evidence came out about.
It's mad.
Alright, I didn't see a single evidence though, but
हाँ वही मैं जस्ट बोलने वाला था कि इसने बहुत एविडेंस बोला,
I didn't
क्या है
see, I
एविडेंस?
didn't see a single evidence. I have to look more intently, but on the face of it, there is no evidence.
Look, the guy who was saying all this,
His name was Isaac something.
he must be nuts for actually coming out and saying that these are huge allegations. And if they were even found a little bit true, do you think Tom Hanks would have been spared? Tom Hanks wouldn't have been spared because he's Tom Hanks. They didn't
Spare Harvey Weinstein.
They spare Weinstein. They didn't spare that. Who's the other guy? What is that?
माइकल जैक्सन.
No, that was in the 80s. This guy, C.K. Lewis.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. Louis C.K. They didn't spare him. They didn't spare even the other guy, man. He's a good actor.
Rajinikanth.
No, he's definitely
Good actor,
This is bullshit. This is hearsay, man.
Correct. There was a lady who, इसका नाम भूल गया. She had posted something on Twitter. Again, उसके बारे में बहुत कुछ पता नहीं चला. I tried looking her up, but I couldn't find much. She had posted a picture of her at the age of 20 or 12 or 13. She said that this is the age at which my dad had sold me to Tom Hanks. And I want to ask my dad how much money did he earn from Tom Hanks, ये वो करके. But yeah, and but yeah, we couldn't find too much about that lady after that. So this guy, Isaac something, he's apparently in Breaking Bad as well. He's been a side part actor in a lot of movies.
ये बंदा जो बोल रहा है, ये बंदा जिसने
जिसकी बात कर रहे कि वो मर गया. He did die. His case was ruled, jumped off a bridge. But and ये सही है कि कुछ दिन पहले उसने बोला था कि I'm not. ये सब बात सही है. But that doesn't make his allegations true at all. There is nothing out there.
Absolutely. Remember one thing, he was the biggest supporter to all the victims when #MeToo happened.
अरे वो सब छोड़ो यार, वो सब तो कोई भी कर सकता है.
And he lives happily married with his wife, man, for what?
I think there's also a thing where people like when they see a really successful man and who is liked by all and sundry, we all try to throw some shit at कि अरे ये इतना तो अच्छा नहीं हो सकता है because he's so good, he's making me feel bad. So we'll throw some mud at him and hope one of them sticks and just sully his image a little bit because that makes us feel better. Of course, I don't have Tom Hanks success, लेकिन वो तो PDF फाइल है. मैं तो नहीं हूँ, मैं तो बेटर इंसान हूँ उससे. So that kind of thing.
बहुत ही अजीब कॉन्स्पिरेसी थ्योरी है. मैं वही बता रहा हूँ, अगर एक बंदा क्रेजी हो जाए जिंदगी में, सब वो ये सब कॉन्स्पिरेसी थ्योरी बना सकता है. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल, अब कंगना और ऋतिक अपने को असल में तो पता नहीं है, बट उन दोनों में से कोई एक बंदा तो बहुत क्रेजी है.
वो तो सबको पता है कौन क्रेजी
मोस्टली, बट मैं अभी तो पता नहीं ना क्या, इसलिए मैं एलिगेशंस नहीं लगा रहा, बट मैं कह रहा हूँ कि एक इंसान तो उसमें बहुत क्रेजी है.
देख, एक क्या होता है कि रनौत के बारे में, फॉर एग्जांपल, हर एक्स बॉयफ्रेंड हैड आल्सो
ब्लैक मैजिक वाला ना,
ब्लैक मैजिक, व्हिच रनौत डिडंट डिनाई. शी सेज कि नहीं, ये तो स्पिरिचुअल प्रैक्टिसेस हैं, ये तो रिलीजियस प्रैक्टिसेस है जो हम लोग करते हैं, बहुत सारे हिमाचलीज ऐसे करते हैं एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. शी डिड स्पीक अबाउट दैट फैक्ट.
The pictures that she posted at a particular party of she and Hrithik and behind somebody standing, the original picture also came out where she's not there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So,
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
so it's like a very good Photoshop thing done. The cyber cell found out that these were all kind of fake emails that Hrithik was.
Are you sure about it?
yeah, I follow.
Then तो फिर कंगना रनौत ही क्रेजी है. तो उसने तो मस्त कॉन्स्पिरेसी थ्योरी बना दी.
दोनों के बीच में कोई अफेयर हुआ होगा, तो ऋतिक would have realized मैक्स यही हो सकता है.
She drove Shekhar Suman's son up the wall. Shekhar Suman जो movers and shakers करता था.
अरे वो पता है यार, शेखर सुमन तो पता है.
And she was this boy's girlfriend for a while, and it was the most torrid time, Shekhar Suman says, for not only for my son but for the family as well, because the amount of toxicity that she was bringing to the table is like, you'll burn your hands if you touch the table. It's like that.
मुझे एक्चुअली वो बंदे कहीं किसी भी फील्ड में पसंद नहीं जो बोलते हैं अरे मैं डरता नहीं, मैं जो मन में आएगा वो बोल दूंगा, सच बोलूंगा, मैं सच बोलता डरता नहीं हूँ. मेरे को वो लोग जनरली मैंने देखा है उतने मस्त नहीं होते.
हाँ, मैं किसी से डरता नहीं हूँ.
थारा भाई जोगिंदर मस्त है यार.
नो, यही होता है ना कि आजकल जो लोग इंटरनेट पे आके बोलते हैं मैं किसी से डरता नहीं, मैं सच बोलूंगा, दैट गिव्स देम लाइसेंस टू से आउटरेजियस थिंग्स विदाउट गिविंग एनी प्रूफ.
आपके पास एक मस्त कोट था यार, आपने जो
मेरा कोट नहीं, मैं तो ग्लास ऑनियन मूवी का एक
हाँ वो क्या था, एक और
टू ऑफन we mistake speaking without without a thought as speaking the truth.
हाँ बहुत सही ये बहुत सही
Daniel Craig ने बोला था Glass Onion movie.
बहुत अच्छा quote है
All right, the question about this is which of this is not a Tom Hanks movie?
Okay.
Option A, Larry Crown. Option B, 12 Rounds. Option C, Captain Phillips. Option D, Charlie Wilson's War.
There's only one answer for this, right?
This is one answer. Trick
और-
question नहीं है.
एक
एक
और
तो
बोलो।
है जो Tom Hanks movie नहीं है. Which of these movies is not a Tom Hanks movie? Option A, Larry Crown. Option B, 12 Rounds. Option C, Captain Phillips. Option D, Charlie Wilson's War.
पहला वाला कौन सा था
Larry Crown.
Okay, I'm going with Larry Crown.
Okay, आपका आंसर?
12 rounds.
All right, Niladri gets 1 point. 1-1.
Charlie Wilson's was a CIA
Oh, super movie
arms
that is.
dealer who goes to Afghanistan or somewhere.
हाँ हाँ, arms dealer नहीं है. I mean, he's a politician.
Yeah.
Charlie Wilson was a politician in US who was a big supporter of the Afghanistan war. And he would get shit done. 12 Rounds is a John Cena action movie released in 2009 or 10. Larry Crown is a Tom Hanks rom-com movie. Captain Phillips अगर आपने नहीं देखा है,
Of course I've seen it.
हाँ, superb movie. That is crazy movie. It's about Captain Richard Phillips who was kidnapped by Somalian pirates and how the rescue mission unfolded rather.
Damn good movie. Video number
Number 3.
All right, third वाले से पहले मैं बता दूं this is a story 1980s की बात होगी जब एक सुरेश नाम का कोई बंदा था शॉर्ट में बता रहा हूँ दिस इज बाय अ यूट्यूबर कॉल्ड राज बाय ब्रेनको और समथिंग 1980s में कोई सुरेश नाम का बंदा था वो एक दिन ही इज़ अ बिजनेसमैन वो एक दिन घर आता है घर से कुछ 2 लोग भागते हैं देन ही शॉट इन द हेड एंड ही पासेस अवे आई थिंक 1983 की बात है ये एंड दिस इज़ अ रीइंकार्नेशन स्टोरी अबाउट a guy who was born roughly around the same time in a village which is a little far away from Agra. His name is Turan Singh या तूता something करके. बाकी स्टोरी सुनिए. आधा ही स्टोरी मैं डाला हूँ.
उसका नाम तोरन सिंह रखा गया और उसे सभी लोग प्यार से टीटू कहते थे. उनका परिवार आगरा से लगभग 13 किलोमीटर दूर बाढ़ नाम के एक छोटे से गांव में रहता था. पर जैसे ही वो 2 साल का हुआ उसने अजीबोगरीब बातें करना शुरू कर दी. ये मेरा घर नहीं है, तुम मेरे माता पिता नहीं हो और मेरा नाम टीटू नहीं बल्कि सुरेश है और मेरी एक पत्नी और बच्चे हैं. अब टीटू की ये बातें सुनकर उसका परिवार परेशान हो गया. यहाँ तक कि टीटू ने अपने माता पिता की गरीबी का मजाक भी उड़ाया. गरीबी के कारण फटे कपड़े पहनने वाले अपने परिवार से टीटू कहता कि उसके पास बहुत सारा पैसा है, एक बड़ा घर है, एक बड़ी गाड़ी है. पर जैसे जैसे वो बड़ा हुआ उसका बर्ताव और अजीब होने लगा. 4 साल का होते होते टीटू लगभग रोज अपने पिता से आगरा जाने की जिद करता रहता. टीटू के 13 साल बड़े उसके सबसे बड़े भाई अशोक ने जब उससे बात करने की कोशिश की तो टीटू ने उसे बताया कि आगरा में उसका एक बहुत बड़ा घर है और वो वहां जाकर अपने परिवार से मिलना चाहता है. उसका भाई ये सब सुनकर थोड़ा सा सरप्राइज शॉक सा हो गया और फिर भाई के पूछने पर टीटू ने कहा कि आगरा में उसकी एक रेडियो की दुकान है. अब टीटू की इन अजीब बातों के पीछे छुपे राज को जानने के लिए अशोक ने आगरा जाने का फैसला कर दिया और वहां जाकर उसे कुछ ऐसी बातें पता चली जिसे सुनकर वो हैरान हो गया. आगरा के बिजी मॉल रोड पर अशोक को एक रेडियो की दुकान दिखाई दी. उस दुकान पर बड़े अक्षरों में लिखा था सुरेश रेडियो और ये वही जगह और वही नाम था जिसका जिक्र उसके छोटे भाई टीटू ने किया था. वो उस दुकान के अंदर गया. उसने देखा कि एक विधवा औरत उस दुकान को चला रही थी. उस औरत से थोड़ी देर बात करने पर अशोक को पता चला कि उसका नाम उमा वर्मा था और वो इस दुकान के मालिक सुरेश वर्मा की विधवा थी जिनकी लगभग 5 साल पहले मौत हो चुकी थी. अब बात करते करते धीरे धीरे अशोक ने उमा को अपने भाई के अजीब बर्ताव के बारे में बताया और उसकी बातें सुनकर उमा बेचैन सी हो गई और उन दोनों के मन में कई सारे सवाल आने लगे. क्या टीटू ही सुरेश है? क्या वो पुनर्जन्म लेके वापस आया है? ये सब सुन के अगले ही दिन उमा अपने परिवार के साथ टीटू के गाँव चली गई उसे मिलने और जैसे ही टीटू ने उसे देखा वो भाग कर उसके पास आया. अब टीटू ने नोटिस किया कि उमा एक मारुति कार में आई थी तो उसने गुस्से से सुरेश के भाई की तरफ देखा और पूछा मेरी फिएट कहाँ है? एक्चुअली सुरेश के मौत के बाद ही उसके परिवार ने उस गाड़ी को बेच दिया था. तो इस छोटे से बच्चे को उसके बारे में कैसे पता चला? टीटू बड़े ही प्यार से सुरेश के माता पिता से मिला और जैसे ही वो उमा की ओर बढ़ा उसने अपने बच्चों के बारे में पूछा. अब टीटू के परिवार के लिए ये सारी बातों को स्वीकार करना बहुत ज्यादा मुश्किल हो गया था. जिन बातों को वो अपने बच्चे की बचकानी हरकत समझ रहे थे वो सारी बातें अब सच साबित हो गई.
1982 1983 की स्टोरी है ये.
मेरे पास एक डाउट है. टीटू इस टाइम पे जाइए मिलने, कितने साल का था?
4 या 5 साल का, 4 साल का।
12-13 साल का था।
नहीं नहीं नहीं, 4 साल का था।
उसका बड़ा भाई 12-13 साल का था क्योंकि बोला था आज।
13 साल एल्डर था उससे शायद। सो
I had read this story in a magazine which used to come called Illustrated Weekly, and as a kid, I read the story.
you know what happens later?
No, what happens later? I don't remember.
अच्छा ठीक है। There's another popular story जिसमें पता नहीं मेरे को, ये अगेन सोर्सेस चेक नहीं है, बट गांधी जी के टाइम पे ऐसा हुआ था कि जब
मैं बताता हूँ. So later on, this person talks about how he was shot. Talks about being shot here, and he dies. वहाँ पर इसका एक birthmark है. And he some other birthmarks and all. एक कुछ कहीं पर और birthmark था. वो कह रहे थे कि सुरेश के जन्म के दौरान सुरेश के मम्मी पापा भी जो थे, they also met and talked to this guy. कि हाँ ये birthmark जो इसके सर पे था, सुरेश के सर पे भी ऐसा एक birthmark था, ऐसा एक mark था. Later on, he talks about the fact that one of his business partners was involved in the murder of him. आगरा कोर्ट में ये बात आगरा कोर्ट तक गई. There were 2 researchers, foreign researchers. एक जो दिल्ली में यूनिवर्सिटी में रिसर्च कर रही थी about reincarnation, and there was another foreign researcher who used to research on this. They were called in as experts. They walked with him. They noticed how this kid was behaving. They talked to him. They figured out their life's instances, and they concluded this was a real case of reincarnation. आगरा कोर्ट में सुनवाई हुई, reincarnation को प्रूव किया गया, and then the killers were sentenced.
After so many years.
Unreal, yeah.
Yeah, the killers were sentenced based on his
Unreal.
testimony.
Unreal यार ये तो.
तू जो बात बोल रहा है, that is a story of 1920s India.
हाँ.
शांति देवी नाम की एक औरत थी. Shanti Devi, when she was born, after a few, she started talking about that she has a husband in Mathura and she wants to go back to her husband. Once she ran away from a house to go to her husband. So when they finally contacted the man that he kept talking about, 1920s में तो बहुत मुश्किल था, वहाँ पे गए तो बोले, उनको पता चला कि लुडी ऐसा कुछ लुड से नाम था, उनकी जो पत्नी थी वो मर गई थी, चाइल्ड बर्थ. अच्छा वो बोलती थी बच्ची कि मेरे एक हस्बैंड है, मैं आई गेव बर्थ टू अ चाइल्ड एंड देन आई पास्ड अवे after 10 days. So they went to that guy and they said it was true. My wife has passed away 10 days after giving birth to a child. So this guy came to meet that child, Shanti Devi, who was a child back then. And बोला कि मैं आपके जो इनके हस्बैंड थे, जो भी नाम था उनका, मैं उनका भाई बोल रहा हूँ, मैं उनका भाई हूँ. वो इंस्टेंटली पहचानी, भाई नहीं हो, तुम ही मेरे हस्बैंड हो. So that trick failed. And then later she tells more and more and more and more about. And that there were people, foreign researchers who tried doing research on it.
Mahatma
Gandhi also brought this to limelight about Shanti Devi's story. And towards the end, I mean, one commission probably disproved her, saying that no, इससे reincarnation prove नहीं होता है, but others disagreed. There were interviews done with her multiple times, and she repeated the same story. She gave more details, and she was always of the opinion that rebirth हुआ है, and there is no logical way to explain what happened to Shanti Devi.
The question here is, अगर rebirth actual है तो why इतनी कम probability कैसे हो सकती है? इतने handful cases क्या है? उसकी क्या explanation होगी कि एक 1920 में cases सबको पता है, फिर 1980s में
बहुत सारे और cases हैं जिसके बारे में उनको पता नहीं है.
आप देखो,
but also the fact is कि हाँ मतलब ये सबके साथ क्यों नहीं होता?
हाँ, billions of people are born. Why doesn't it happen to everyone? कुछ 5, 6, 10, 15, चलो 100 केसेस हो रहे हैं, लेकिन
प्रॉब्ली स्क्रिप्चर्स में इसका आंसर है, जो हमने कोई स्क्रिप्चर पढ़ा नहीं है. अच्छा, इस स्टोरी में एक
कोई हमें बता देगा कमेंट्स में तो बढ़िया है.
हाँ, इस स्टोरी में एक डिस्क्रिपेंसी ये है कि इस बंदे टीटू की जन्म की तारीख जब उसके पापा मम्मी से पूछा गया तो वो लोग बोल रहे थे 1983 में. लेकिन हॉस्पिटल रिकॉर्ड्स के अनुसार कुछ रिकॉर्ड्स में उसका जन्म मेंशन है 1982. सुरेश की हत्या हुई थी 1983 में. तो टेक्निकली इफ द हॉस्पिटल रिकॉर्ड्स आर ट्रू, he would be few months old when Suresh got murdered. अच्छा, इसका स्क्रिप्चर्स में एक मेंशन है, इसको कहते हैं पर काया प्रवेश. पर काया प्रवेश is when you have a soul in your body as you're growing up or you're little, and another soul comes and replaces your soul. इसको कहते हैं पर काया प्रवेश. स्क्रिप्चर्स में इसका एक मंत्र भी है, हनुमान चालीसा में इसका एक मंत्र भी है कि अगर आप ऐसी तंत्र मंत्र करके किसी का सोल रिप्लेस करना चाहते हो, पर काया प्रवेश का एक मंत्र भी है. सो
देखो, इतना सोल का कॉन्सेप्ट में क्लियर नहीं है. सोल को अपनी पास्ट भी याद होती है क्या? पास तो ब्रेन में है, तो सोल को क्या क्या याद रहता है?
Listen, this is a very
वेरी वेग.
no. If you notice, like the question that you posed, saying that why are there so few cases and all that, you rarely get cases from the Christian community because they don't.
No. There are. US में reincarnation is a big thing अभी.
Maybe later on, but before they used to say ashes to ashes, dust to dust, right? And once you're gone, you're gone. We believe that the Atma remains in the ethereal world. So with that thought in mind, obviously there's going to be so many other logics which are going to come out that, oh, the Atma is there, like how you said, Pravesh. But it's...
That is going to scripture. मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि ये scientifically है, but I don't know what else to
justify this.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
So वो एक है.
No.
All right. So the question is, reincarnation was first, of course, mentioned in northern part of India some 2600 years back, or 2600 BC. 2600 years back. 2600 years back, northern part of India में पहली बार reincarnation ऐसे concept की इजाद हुई थी. अच्छा, this has been believed to be written in which Indian text for the first time?
टेक्स्ट का नाम बता ना, लैंग्वेज.
स्क्रिप्चर का नाम. किस इंडियन स्क्रिप्चर में पहली बार ऐसा माना जाता है रीइंकार्नेशन के बारे में मेंशन था?
Should I go?
ऑलराइट.
Rigveda.
ओके. यू?
वही गेस था, फिर मैं दूसरा करता हूँ.
मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि गलत है.
दो आंसर्स है. ओके, आई विल गो 2600 इयर्स पहले ना. हाँ, आई विल गो विद गीता.
ऑलराइट, बोथ ऑफ यू आर रॉन्ग.
एक और गेस ले लेते हैं ना, फिर थोड़ा हिंट.
बोथ ऑफ यू टेक अनदर गेस.
कोई हिंट नहीं है?
कोई हिंट नहीं है मेरे पास.
यजुर्वेद.
ओके. अरे यार, कोई और गेस ले लो. आपको पता है कि 3 नाम अभी तक क्या क्या नाम मेंशन्ड हुए हैं, उनमें से 2 गलत है. मैं कंफर्म कर रहा हूं, आपने जो बोला और उसने जो बोला.
No idea, bro.
कोई भी स्क्रिप्चर का नाम ले लो यार.
नाम ले लो यार.
नाम पता
रामायण.
नहीं.
रामायण बोल दो.
रामायण तो नहीं हो सकता. महाभारत.
इनकरेक्ट आंसर.
एक और.
अरे चल छोड़ यार, we keep on doing this.
हाँ, कि इसके कुछ गिफ्ट कुछ ये नहीं दे सकता. द आंसर इज उपनिषद्स.
अरे यार,
उपनिषद्स में 2600 इयर्स पहले रीइंकार्नेशन का पहला मेंशन था, एंड देयर इज नो अदर वे वी कैन एक्सप्लेन इट. So yeah, moving on to this, not a conspiracy us tarah, but it's something that not a lot of people believe in. All right, we'll move on to 4.
You may have heard about the flat earth theory in the last few days because of rapper B.O.B. and his beef with noted astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. B.O.B. declared to his Twitter followers that he believes the planet Earth is actually flat and that all the nations of the world have joined together in a massive conspiracy to cover up this fact. Here is how flat earthers believe the universe works. They believe the Earth is a flat disk which looks like this. The North Pole is at the center, with Antarctica forming an ice wall around the outer edges of the disk. This is why flat earthers believe the 1961 Antarctic Treaty was agreed upon by all the world's nations, so no one could reach the edge of the disk. They believe that this is the reason the UN uses this as their symbol. There is also a dome-like barrier called the firmament, which surrounds the disk. This is an impenetrable barrier that keeps the atmosphere intact. Flat earthers do not believe we have ever passed this barrier. According to flat earth theory, gravity does not exist. Instead, they believe in a universal acceleration, believing that all celestial bodies are accelerating upward at a rate of 9.8 meters per second squared. They also believe that Earth is not actually spinning and provide counter evidence to disprove the rotation of the planet, such as the fact that clouds in the atmosphere are not moving at the rate of 1,000 miles per hour, the rate of the Earth's rotation. Flat earthers believe that when Copernicus theorized that the Earth moved around the sun, all of the world's religions decided to accept his theories, and rather than risk being questioned, the world's religions have a vested interest in furthering the Earth globe idea. In turn, flat earthers believe that all imagery from the space program has been faked. Some of the most common pieces of evidence are the lack of direct commercial flights between 2 cities within the southern hemisphere.
Unfortunately, and we are talking to you, B.O.B., all of these theories don't explain why a ship disappears over the horizon bottom first.
Yes, flat earthers. Who believes in that theory?
लेजर.
Dude, whatever he's smoking, I want to smoke.
बहुत इरिटेटिंग वीडियो.
B.O.B. rapper.
Yeah, चूतिया है. And
But hey, Ron's rapper.
ए तो क्या धर्म थोड़ी ना रैप में रहेगी भाई, सारे रैपर.
No,
है घटिया घटिया लोग भी हैं रैप कम्युनिटी
see,
में.
I don't believe in it. We've seen live telecasts of
वो फेक रैप बोलते हैं वो.
International Space Station.
वो CGI बोलते हैं.
हाँ, that's what they say. CGI.
No, man, you can't just do
कुछ
that.
भी बोल रहा है, कह रहा है कि जब कॉपरनिकस ने प्रपोज किया ये, तो सबने रिलीजन लोगों ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया कि हाँ हमारा भी इसके साथ जा रहा है. पहले तो गैलीलियो गैली को मार दिया था ना कि हमारे रिलीजन के साथ नहीं जा रहा है बोल के. पहले तो यही मानते थे ना कि अर्थ सेंटर में है और सन उसके चक्कर लगाता है. फिर गैलीलियो गैली ने जब बोला कि नहीं ऐसी गलत बात है तो उसको मार दिया गया था.
Yeah, I don't believe in the flat earth theory. And
कितना कुछ गलत था यार.
very bad, very wrong.
So they believe that there's a wall of ice all around. एक ऐसा नीचे का ग्लोब है, ऊपर फ्लैट है ऐसा, और सब 9 एक्सेलरेटिंग ऊपर जा रहा है ना, इसका मतलब इसलिए हम लोग ऐसे हैं कि ऐसे ऐसे करके ऊपर जा
देखना
रहे हैं.
चाहता उन्होंने बहुत चालाक है वो 9.8 एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी वाला जो नंबर है इन्होंने वो रखा है, लेकिन उसका मतलब बदल दिया. ग्रेविटी नहीं है, कुछ और है, हम ऊपर जा रहे हैं उतने स्पीड से.
The point is, why will they do that? Why spend so many thousands and thousands? For what reason? अरे है just कर रहे
कोई
हैं.
तो अगर हम तीनों में से नीलाद्री यार बन जाओ ना फ्लैट अर्थर यार, थोड़ी
अरे,
बेइज्जती
no
इसकी
chance.
करे.
अभी तक नीलाद्री ने एक भी कंस्पिरेसी थ्योरी पर बिलीफ नहीं जताया है.
रीइंकार्नेशन पे थोड़ा सा देता है.
Reincarnation, I do believe in. There've been reported incidents like.
Oh, sorry, reincarnation. हाँ.
But if you're gonna fucking come and tell me that your area which you live in is an island, you know, and it's around, I mean, I'm gonna say, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
This is all bullshit.
Question क्या?
What's the question?
The question is, who was the first person to theorize that the earth is round? This was around 500 BC.
Any options?
Nope. I'm not saying any information that was dispensed until now is incorrect. I'm not saying that.
Then I would say it's
One of the names that we know, we all know those names.
Galileo.
Okay. आंटी नीचे जला लो वीडियो देख रही है. हाँ.
मेरा भी वही आंसर है, गैलीलियो गैली इज माय आंसर.
Galileo, both of you are incorrect. Okay, take next guess. This person, we all have studied his work growing up.
All right.
Okay.
Archimedes.
Okay, you?
न्यूटन.
All right, both of you are incorrect.
एक और गेस दे दे तो प्लीज यार, एक और दे दो यार.
Related to the field of mathematics, your answer. आप वीडियो पॉज करके देखो, if you can also guess without googling, of course. It's because you're answering only to yourself.
Fibonacci.
बस दो आंसर्स हैं. क्वेश्चन एक और रिपीट करो.
Who was the first person to theorize that the earth is round? In fact, तेरे बोलने के बाद मैंने कंफर्म किया, नासा के वेबसाइट में भी उसी का नाम दिया हुआ है. तो फिर
ठीक है, तो दो है मेरे पास. चलो आई गो विथ. कितने साल पहले बोला आपने?
500 BC.
500 BC आर्यभट्ट.
All right, both of you are incorrect again. Even 3 options से ज़्यादा नहीं दे सकता. The person
Not Pythagoras.
theorized a very popular theorem.
Pythagoras.
पाइथागोरस.
Yes.
यार मेरा सेकंड वही था यार. छी यार.
Pythagoras
छी यार.
was the first person to theorize that the earth was round. And तब से उसके बाद of course पहले तो ये हुआ था. किसको जलाया था कुछ मारा था ना,
गैलीलियो
गैलीलियो.
गैली. वो उसने बोला था कि अर्थ सेंटर में नहीं है, अर्थ चक्कर लगाता है, सन सेंटर में है.
और उसके बाद ये कह रहा है, ये बंदा फ्लैट अर्थर्स कहते हैं कि नहीं रिलीजन चाहती है कि हम लोग ये माने. रिलीजन का तो उल्टा ये होगा. All right.
Scores 1-1 still.
1-1.
We'll move on to number 5. I think this is पसंद आएगा.
The lunar landings were more than likely fabricated, faked.
I affirm that we didn't go to the moon, and I would bet my life on it.
We did not land men on the moon.
It's the only time in history where the technological accomplishment cannot be repeated by any nation on Earth 50 years later. To me, that proves that it's a fraud to begin with.
It's like saying Orville and Wilbur Wright in 1903 flew the first heavy-than-air machine, and nobody did it again for 50 years.
A machine may be said to be born when it first performs a useful function. This, then, is the birth of a machine and the beginning of an achievement.
Let's start with the Saturn V rocket. Height of St. Paul's Cathedral here in London. That rocket did lift off.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
2 minutes after it disappeared from sight, we have to rely on NASA to tell us what's happening next.
These F-1 engines were not capable of performing the way NASA claims. My belief is, and my actual belief, and actually I think this is fact, is that the Apollo Saturn rocket ended up in the Atlantic Ocean after it launched.
There were 5,770 photographs taken on the lunar surface by the 12 astronauts.
The only proof you need to prove that the moon landings are fake is that one picture where an astronaut shadow is at 12 o'clock and a shadow from a rock 5 feet away is going at 9 o'clock. That's impossible to happen in sunlight.
The camera was being used in a studio here on Earth under controlled conditions, taking PR images for use by NASA to promote their program. It's a brilliantly executed propaganda exercise.
All right, Niladri, at one point of time, for sure, I know you believe that moon landing was fake. That was not too long ago. What is your position today?
No, I didn't say moon landing was not fake. I'll quote an astronaut. Got angry also, the astronaut, and punched a guy.
Yeah.
He said the landing was genuine. The pictures were fake. Because when Neil Armstrong set out on the moon and made those comments, one step for mankind and all that, Buzz Aldrin also had walked. There was one astronaut who stayed back inside the craft. Now, when they started taking pictures, they realized, since they were supposed to be the first people on the moon, when they started taking pictures, they realized that there were a lot of other crafts which were parked in the distance. And there was inquisitiveness from those beings, whoever they were. Now, they took the pictures, they fucked off from the moon, and the first thing the NASA did is they confiscated the cameras. And Warner Brothers was the studio that was used to do the fake picture thing. So Buzz Aldrin, in his own words, the one who went up and did the walk, he said, hey man, the pictures might be fake, but the landing was genuine.
Okay, I heavily doubt that.
मेरे को नहीं लगता Buzz Aldrin ने ऐसा कुछ बोला है.
YouTube में देखिए ना Buzz Aldrin.
एक बार can you आप देख सकते हो?
Let's check.
एक बार Buzz Aldrin का देखो. मेरे को तो नहीं लगता इतनी बड़ा. फिर उन्होंने mention क्यों नहीं किया Buzz Aldrin ने?
If you remember, we watched a doc.
I googled did Buzz A लिखा. First search did Buzz Aldrin pee on the moon? ये क्या मतलब?
Remember, we saw this documentary, which was
Stephen Greer. Yes.
Stephen Greer, and he also mentions that.
एक सेकंड.
नहीं वो तो.
You have to search for a YouTube video, man.
All right. Reuters.com interview clips do not show Buzz Aldrin saying moon landing was fake. Online video combining clips from 3 Buzz Aldrin interviews do not show him saying the first moon landing was faked, but users are sharing the video as though Aldrin admits that Apollo 11 did not land. Example of tweet including the Buzz Aldrin took place. The first clip excerpted from question answer with Buzz Aldrin at Oxford Union. Timestamp diya hua hai. When asked by audience member what was the scariest moment of the journey, Aldrin responds, scariest, it did not happen, it could have been scary. He says, मैं scared नहीं था. Aldrin recounts sitting on the floor of the lunar module. There was something that did not look like it belonged there, referring to a broken circuit breaker.
No, but you can. No. 1 second. You can check on a YouTube video where he punches a reporter.
I know वो reporter नहीं है, वो conspiracy theorist है, जो कि जाके you did not land, tell you did not land वैसे बोल रहा था.
Shame on you.
हाँ, तो वो तो मारेगा ही ना. वो तो हमने देखा है.
He explains how pushing the circuit breaker with a pen sent the necessary power to an engine that ultimately helped the crew return to Earth. So he says it something looks like it didn't belong here. He's talking to a circuit breaker. अच्छा, second clip shows Aldrin at 2015 National Book Festival. Young girl interviews him. मैं आपको forward करता हूँ, उस पर time stamp है. Interviews him about space. When asked why nobody has been to the moon in such a long time, he responds, because we didn't go there. That's the way it happened. The version on social media cuts off Aldrin, going on to explain, we need to know why something stopped in the past if we want to keep it going. That's what he says. लेकिन ये लाइन नहीं दिया था वहीं पे.
बहुत ही अजीब पॉइंट इनकी कि वापस क्यों नहीं गए?
वापस क्यों नहीं गए?
Because it's expensive.
See, the space race was by two countries, okay, the US and the USSR erstwhile. Now they fired their own rockets. What is that? Yuri Gagarin went around the fucking Earth. Astronauts went to the moon and all that. And then sooner than later, the Cold War started. So all the investment.
Cold War was already on.
Not as much as it became in the 70s or the 80s.
अरे it's not about investment. पहली बात, एस्ट्रोनॉट को नीचे लैंड करवाना is not fruitful. वो सिर्फ रेस जीतने के लिए किया था. And at that time 69 में it costed about $280 million. तो अभी without any reason उतना क्यों खर्च करेंगे?
Also the focus changed because they understood कि बहुत ज़्यादा scientific advancement कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. It's extremely costly and there is life threat, huge, very risky mission to go, and they changed in 2000s to putting up an international space station. Also, the fact that you mentioned कि वहाँ पे लोग थे, there is no view, there is no nothing out there which proves any of these.
Question, एक question है इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन से याद आया. क्विज क्वेश्चन है. एक कॉफी मशीन बनी है जो स्पेस में भी काम कर सकती है, एंड उसको बोल रहे हैं कि इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन में लगाएंगे. व्हाट्स द नेम ऑफ दैट कॉफी मशीन? दैट्स आल्सो अ पन ऑन कॉफी मशीन एंड इंटरनेशनल स्पेस स्टेशन.
Space Pro.
ISS.
Oh, espresso. अच्छा. तो इसके लिए people talk about the fact that क्यों pictures में कोई stars नहीं है. They're saying Neil deGrasse Tyson says it's basic. पहली बात है, अगर आपको ये पता है, अगर नासा इतना बिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर खर्च करके वो ये तो नासा को नहीं पता होगा ये इतना सा बेसिक. They think because डे टाइम है, पहली बात तो एपर्चर जैसे आप नॉर्मली भी करते हो, आपके पीछे अगर कोई ये ऑब्जेक्ट्स रहता है, अगर आप एपर्चर नाइट टाइम शूट करते हो, इट ब्राइटन्स द ऑब्जेक्ट दैट इज फोकसिंग ऑन, पीछे वाला डार्क हो जाता है, नहीं दिखता है. दैट्स हाउ कैमरास वर्क. दे टॉक्ड अबाउट द फ्लैग फ्लटरिंग. सो दे आल्सो एक्सप्लेन, क्योंकि उनको पता था, दे वांटेड समथिंग, उनको पता था फ्लैग विल नॉट फ्लटर, फ्लैग विल नॉट लाइक दैट ऑन मून सरफेस. सो व्हिच दे पुट poles and the flag was creased, which made it seem like the flag was fluttering in air. They talked about this fact of the lighting as well. He says you can replicate that. Go out on the sun, just change perspectives. You can replicate. Depends on where you're shooting this pictures from. So a lot of these things are there. He says 2009 there's a satellite which went up into space which was shooting different angles. He says all the Apollo mission landing grounds were captured by that satellite. And it was shown, everything was just as it was. It was shown on the side. But of course, people will say even that was faked. Sab kuch fake hai. There are hundreds and thousands of people involved. Any one breaks कि हाँ ठीक है भाई ये प्रूफ है. आप अपने यूएस में the way they were treating prisoners उसको सीक्रेट नहीं रख पाए. एडवर्ड स्नोडेन leaked that tranche of documents, वो भी 2000 में, जबकि सिक्योरिटी इतनी अच्छी थी. 1960s को तो कोई भी बंदा बोल देगा. And there were rockets after rockets which exploded in the testing stage itself. Imagine having to fake all of that.
Yeah. What is the question?
The question is, the last time moon mission happened in which year? Last time humans landed on moon in which year? That is your question.
Humans landed on moon.
In which year? Pause the video, check it out for yourself, guess karo. I think about 13 odd people have landed on moon, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, जब पास होगा वो जीतेगा?
No.
करेक्ट बोलना पड़ेगा तो.
करेक्ट.
I've been going first. Go for it.
Go. क्या फर्क पड़ता है ऐसे नॉट के पास वाले को तो नहीं मिल रहा है तो there is no point. 1978. Okay, आप बताओ.
71.
All right. अगर पास वाले को देता तो नीलाद्री जीतते. The answer is 1972.
Oh, shit.
1972 was when mankind landed on space the last time.
Okay.
Also there are other things. ऐसे कुछ तो क्या तो mention करते हैं. मेरे को कोई बोल रहा था he saw a YouTube video and he's talking about ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है. John F. Kennedy बोल रहा है we will land on the moon and एक साल में you are landing on the moon. I said first of all that is completely incorrect. 1962 में वो बोला था. 69 में ही जाके land. He says एक बार बंदा मून पे land किया और कोई land ही नहीं किया, which is also incorrect. But yeah, one thing is very surprising that apart from US, no other country has landed on the moon. Or I mean, landed humans on moon. There is also talk about one radiation zone, some radiation, pata nahi. They say that humans can't go through that radiation zone because humans will die, which is also true in terms of the fact that radiation is very harmful to humans. But they say that it's similar of how you cross a fire. If anybody has done fire walk, the idea is to just not linger slowly, is to cross quickly. Your feet is not thermodynamic enough to transfer energy that quickly, so your feet are safe. It doesn't burn your soul if you walk quickly. The same with radiation. The humans are exposed to it with a very small time. Hence, we are safe.
No points for this, right?
Nahi aur question nahi hai. We'll move on to the next question.
1-1.
Have you heard the theory that the Trumps are time travelers? Grab me a DeLorean. This connects to Nikola Tesla.
No way.
Nikola Tesla died, and within his hotel that he had 80 plus trunks of all his patents, his designs for different technologies, all this stuff. Guess who they sent first to go and collect the stuff?
I don't know.
John G. Trump. Donald Trump's uncle.
What?
Weird.
So the theory is that he took some of these trunks.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But Tesla said that he had figured out how to bend time. So
As one does.
the theory is Donald Trump's uncle took this, created a time machine.
Oh my gosh.
And then the weird connection is there was a book that came out in 1896, and it's called Baron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey.
You're saying
Do you know
it
what,
was actually
do you,
Baron
do you know what the book was about?
What?
Time travel?
Baron Trump time traveling.
No!
A fucking bunch of...
The book also mentions about the fact that it is mentored by a guy called Don, which is this is Donald Trump. All right, the book happened in 1894 to 1900s के बीच में. Do you believe this conspiracy theory? Yes,
No
no?
fucking way.
टाइम ट्रैवलर का तो मैं नहीं बिलीव.
अच्छा.
टाइम ट्रैवलर तो आई थिंक साइंस ने भी रिफ्यूट ही कर रखा है. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट.
वो कह रहे हैं कि निकोला टेस्ला टाइम ट्रैवल सॉल्व कर चुका था and the government is hiding from us. Do you believe that? All right. So the books that they talk about are failed books, works of fiction which happened between 1894 to 1900. Also, they've combined 2-3 books together. बैरन ट्रम्प का बैरन जो भी नाम था
बैरन ट्रम्प,
उसके 2 बुक्स निकाले थे उसके नाम पर. एंड द लास्ट प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ यूएस करके एक किताब था जिसमें ये सब दे आर 2 सेपरेट बुक्स. दे हैव कंबाइंड द 2 एंड हैव एडेड स्टोरीज एंड पुट की ये था टाइम ट्रैवल करके. यस, डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प्स अंकल डिड टेक अ लुक. ही वाज अ एफबीआई को साइंटिस्ट था वो. So he did have a look at Nikola Tesla's this thing, but
क्या
he said
findings थे लेकिन उसके?
Actually, उसके बारे में मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं पता. But what, according to Donald Trump's uncle, who was the official person investigating and looking into Nikola Tesla's research, he says later on in his life, whatever research, and he worked on fanciful things which have no actual scientific value. Nikola Tesla, according to him, in later on part of his life, didn't make much contribution to science. They were fanciful things which with little actual science in them.
Yeah.
ये एक्चुअली होता है. ये मैंने कहीं और भी पढ़ा है कि नोबेल प्राइज विनर्स एक कुछ इफेक्ट का नाम भी है. नोबेल प्राइज विनर्स टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ देयर करियर, जिनको अर्ली ऑन नोबेल प्राइज मिला होता है, वो कुछ भलता कर रहे होते हैं, कुछ कॉन्स्पिरेसी थ्योरी में जा रहे होते हैं, कुछ क्रेजी चीज़ कर रहे होते हैं. कुछ तो इफेक्ट का नाम है, आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल, बट मैंने इस तरह बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं.
All right, this is, I'm sorry, last 2 with not good questions at all. Donald Trump heads the Trump Organization. He's the 45th president of US. He was in a very famous show and he became really popular on that show for saying words, things like "you're fired" or something like that. What is the name of the show? The very popular US show जिसमें Donald Trump थे. नहीं.
Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
The Apprentice.
Niladri gets 1 point. The Apprentice is the name of the show. That is right. 2-1.
So last question 2 point का है.
No, we'll see.
We're talking Titanic. Maybe somebody did it on purpose.
Really? There's tinfoil with this?
Oh, yeah. This once in a lifetime type of ship doesn't even make it through its first voyage across the Atlantic. But there is this element of the story where people allege, they theorize that this was a financially motivated, politically motivated move by maybe the most powerful man in the world at that time to get rid of his biggest rivals on one particular policy. And J.P. Morgan, he had people everywhere. He owned a company that owned the Titanic. So he was supposed to be on. At the last minute, J.P. Morgan goes, no, not getting on that boat. One of the reasons that is speculated as to why he didn't get on the boat is he knew the boat was fatally flawed.
All right, so the conspiracy theory says Titanic was intentionally sunk. 1,500 people died. That was intentional. What do you say about it, Niladri?
No way.
Wow.
सर एक को भी नहीं मान रहे यार आप क्या हो गया यार
Niladri तो ऐसे तो was the first person to believe in conspiracy theories.
No way.
I think because you're too sober today.
No, I'll tell you why. One of my my mom's uncle, who was when my mom was in England.
मम्मी के अंकल कौन होते हैं मम्मी की आंटी होती है ना
नहीं, what do you call that?
मम्मी के अंकल नहीं होते कुछ भी बोल रहे हैं
mom is a female तो उनके अंकल आंटी
No, what the fuck? My mom's uncle. So he was the mayor of Worcester, and back in the day.
Fuck, you're royalty, blood.
No, I'm not royalty, man. My mom sang for the Queen and all that, but the uncle was mayor of Worcester. He lost 2 of his friends on the Titanic.
Okay.
So it was not intentionally done or anything like that. It was. It could have been a little fatally flawed. I won't deny that.
Okay, so I'll tell you what the fatally flawed theory actually talks about. It talks about the fact that there was a ship called Olympia or something, which was undergoing repairs at the dockyard where Titanic was being built. Now, J.P. Morgan allegedly decided कि यार इसका तो हमें insurance recoup करना पड़ेगा कैसे करें it is too damaged for insurance payout. So what we will do is we will paint it and show that this is Titanic. We'll put it out on voyage, sink it, and get that insurance. So, which is why J.P. Morgan didn't step onto the boat. It was not Titanic which sunk, it was Olympia which sunk, and it was in a bad condition. It was in a state where it will sink, and so that they could make money from insurance.
Too far-fetched.
So that was the conspiracy theory. Of course, they would have cherry-picked something. But the whole theory falls flat. In the thing is that Titanic's building cost apparently was 7.5 million pounds, while the insurance was only 5 million pounds. So even if that was intentional, they're still losing 2.5 million pounds, which makes no fucking sense at all.
Yeah. No, I don't believe that shit. And they're still saying MH370 last spotted near Venus and all that. I mean, come on. I mean.
सही में are we making that up or are they really saying that?
These
So
conspiracy.
MH370 disappearance के ऊपर, the book whole book keeps speculating about different theories, and it ends on the worst possible theory as an explanation. I've not watched the Netflix documentary. It talks about the fact that it is somewhere in Kazakhstan, people are being held hostage and all of that.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Some random thing.
Rubbish.
Yeah, it's
still better than Venus.
वो तो ऐसे नीलाद्री ऐसे वो बोल रहे हैं जोक बोल रहे हैं
as a joke बोल रहे हैं
one of the conspiracy theories said that something some elliptical it's a little
actually Venus my goodness
it was last spotted near Venus
it's gone ahead Andromeda
then they I don't know
नहीं इतना fuel कैसे आ रहा है इनके पास
so what is the question for this
So you guys don't believe that
movie के related कुछ नहीं
the question is in which year did Titanic sink the answers are between 1910 to 1920 1910 से 1920 के बीच में है जवाब
आपको क्यों दिया ये अगली बार में देते हैं
go for it
1919
okay
1918
all right both of you are incorrect so 2 नंबर निकल गए एक और मौका देता हूं मैं आपको
okay 1913
16
both of you are incorrect again the score stays 2-1 which means Niladri takes this. It's sunk in 1912.
Oh shit! Missed by a whisker.
19 मुझे कोई पता नहीं क्यों लगा था 1913 होगा but 1912.
पक्का एक और बार सर्च करोगे? एक सेकेंड ना, एक सेकेंड.
You can't fucking do this.
It's just reconfirming. He's just challenging the election award. You two should be familiar. You're a Trump supporter and all. In which year did Titanic sink? बात नहीं कर रहा है. 14th April 1912 is the date of Titanic sinking. That's when it started.
Can I know? Hey, I won this, and what's inside this is should be in your homes as well. I'm talking about Taste of Good products. And for more information on this, all you need to do is go to www.tasteofcool.com to know more.
That's Niladri's pickup line as well. What's inside this should be inside you as well.
Oh.
I said in your homes. In your homes.
It should be in your home as well.
2-1. We're done.
All right, so there you go. That was Conspiracy Theories episode. बहुत ज़्यादा हंसी मजाक तो हुआ नहीं episode.
कोई बात नहीं यार.
Okay. But we will do such episodes with a little more. अभी थोड़ा सा rushed था ये 2 episodes.
क्यों?
Niladri, would you want to say why the 2 episodes were rushed a little bit?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Fuck knows. This is a 1 hour episode. Why it was not rushed?
The way we prepared, there is conspiracy theories have barely scratched the surface. There is so much more to talk about. There's so many more episodes to make on Niladri's favorite conspiracy theories. Just I can try and debunking and give actual proof to debunk what Niladri said. That being said, please watch this video ना. हम लोग को अच्छा लगेगा. थोड़ा ऐसे videos को support भी करो, please.
Right.
चलो.
See you next time.
You will, right?
Yeah, for sure.
How soon? How soon? Promise on camera.
इसके ऊपर हाथ रख के बोलो.
shooting.
इसके ऊपर हाथ रख के बोलो. हाथ रखो इसके बोलो.
We are shooting on the 16th of December. When are you coming next? 16th है ना आज तो? 17th of December.
17th of December. The 20. Let's try it before Christmas.
24th of December.
I don't know what day that is.
23rd, 24th is and 25th is Monday.
So 23rd we can do.
ठीक है, we'll try. All right, see you guys. Thank you so much.
सुन जानिए नी दिल है ठिकाना तेरे लिए सहारा हम डूबते गए बेसहारा